Friday. I hope everybody's doing amazing. I am Island Turtle and this is BOMISpirit. This is just a casual, excuse me, Aloha Friday live hangout and just a little bit of a heads up. I'm very activated right now. So just activation warning, I guess, before we get started into this. That's also why I'm speaking softly. But I hope everybody is doing amazing and I hope everybody's had an amazing week. Like, what a week. Oh, I mean, first of all, um, time has been so bizarre. I feel like I haven't been live in like 3 weeks, which makes no sense because I was literally live like 4 days ago, I think. So just, I'm sure other people are experiencing that too. A lot of people were celebrating 8/8 this week as well and are still celebrating Lionsgate Portal if that's something that you ascribe to. 8/7 was a big day energetically, and I know I was feeling that. 8/7 felt like an amazing day. I also spent a lot of time in ceremony this week as well, and it's just been great. This energy has been so weird this week. Yeah, it's been weird. Yes, time is such a strange concept right now. It totally is. Anyone else spaced out and super sensitive the past few days? Yeah, I'm with you. That's so, my gosh. So before I get into talking about anything, there's a lot that I was meditating before I came in here. I've been doing a lot of grounding, a lot of grounding. It's been very necessary, and I'm sure other people have been feeling that too. There are some things that I do want to talk about, mention slash revisit. Hold on, I'm writing timestamp stuff. Helpful. um, that I think could be helpful for people. There were just a lot of things I was being reminded of and being shown, and in particular, just tuning into the collective of, just this present moment. I mean, really, this present moment. And also, I was being reminded of the astrology, some of the astrology that's taking place for the rest of the year, and just where people are at in their cycles. So, yeah, so I just feel called to speak on some things. So hold on, let me just get this timestamp ready. Yes, a lot of grounding. Oh my God, it has been, I think of all the times in my life, this has been the most, I don't even have words, sorry, Mercury retrograde, I don't even have words. Needed time for grounding out of my entire life, I gotta say. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my eyes closed for this just because I'm activated and there's still information coming through. And I also have a couple decks out that were coming through to me as well. So the Queen of Cups actually came through to me regarding this deck. This is the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And of course, I always like to start with the Power of Elements. But before we get there, so some things that were coming through, they were giving me the word initiation. Some of us may be reflecting on times where we have felt we've been going through initiations. Maybe you feel like you're on the brink of initiation. Everything that I'm about to say is for the collective. And what I mean by that is you may not resonate with everything that comes through because it's for the collective, which is made up of 8 billion people. So just take that and use your discernment with that. Normally, when I channel, God, the way I get information is so hard to describe. It's like, I feel like, that movie, Everything Everywhere All at Once? Like, when I first saw that movie, I was like, oh my God, that's it. It was like, that is exactly what it's like when I get information. It's like, I get a lot of things at once, and then it's sorting, and then also tuning into like, okay, what's the main theme here? What's the main theme there? And normally I would say I probably pick up on like at least 3 different large parts of the collective that are experiencing something significant, because we have all these collectives within collectives within collectives that makes up the collective. So I just want to, that's also why I think I've been doing groups lately when I've been doing the weeklies, but just mention that. But let's come back to this whole initiation thing. So initiations, I feel like there's just a lot of reflecting and acknowledging of past initiations. And again, if you're on the brink of one, then you know. And they were highlighting the elements and the medicine wheel to me today. And I was like, oh my God, duh, this makes so much sense. So I've spoken this a lot with the full moon Aquarius coming up on the 19th, which I will be live on Patreon in the days leading up to that. Haven't decided on the day, but just letting you know. Sorry, something else Something personal just came in for me. I was like, okay. Anyway, coming back. With the full moon Aquarius, there's a grand fixed cross on that full moon, but that is not the only moon cycle that we have before the end of the year with a grand cross. Hold on a second. Fixing the chat. Chat is fixed. Anyway, there are other moon cycles leading up to the end of the year. I actually think the last one too, like when we close out 2024, it also has a grand cross. I don't think it's in fixed signs, but I could be mistaken. It might be in cardinal. But I want to say there's at least three, including August 19th. I could be misremembering. Again, a lot of this was just coming up in meditation, but the reason I want to mention this, the whole idea of grand crosses, hold on, making a note for myself. This is the other thing too. It's like I get information for the collective and then I get personal information on top of it. So I think for moving forward, I'm always going to have a little notebook here. Grand crosses kind of act as a medicine wheel. So for those who are not familiar with medicine wheels, go and read up on it in your own time. But medicine wheels, I think, are something we've all been exposed to. They how do I want to start with that? Medicine wheels are the utilization of, well, I mean, it's really the utilization of time and space, but it's using like the physical reality associations with them to do that. Meaning we have four directions, right? We have east, south, west, north. Each of those directions are associated with a phase of life, a season, a time of day, and all culminating around a center, right? This is probably something familiar to some people. Now, when it comes to these grand crosses, it's almost like these grand crosses that we're experiencing are windows to reach to, oh my God, sorry, some of things just came in. Windows that will help to facilitate and support us finding our centers, if that's something that you're struggling with. Now, finding center is something that is not a new concept, but something that has been brought into my reality and that I was reminded of today to share with you. And I think I've mentioned this before, so also to remind you that finding your center, it's almost like being able to hold all of these directions, being able to hold all of these phases of your life, these versions of self, the elements, etc., and being able to maintain your own polarity and harmony with that. That is holding center. Another way of looking at that, I've spoken this before, of like the observer state, of being in the observer state. Being in the observer state is the same as holding center. It's also the same as having your safe space, knowing how to sit in your safe space and find your safe space within yourself. All of that is basically the same thing. And if you're able to do that, that means you're able to not just hold on to yourself in a safe way, but in a way where no matter what happens, you won't be shaken out of that center, but you can also have a vantage point, as thank you, stronger, a stronger discerning vantage point of what is coming your way and what's around you, and it gives you a stronger compass, okay? Now, that being said, I want to come back to initiations. There are some, hold on. There's a collective, again, this is a collective than the collective. It's just, again, a subset of the collective that is going through what that means and what that feels like to embody center. Also, there are different groups in the collective that are still moving through these, like, mastering the elements or mastering the directions, if you will. So it's like some of you may have been spending a lot of time in water. Some of you may be spending a lot of time in air or fire, earth in your life as a focus, right? So for example, if you have been in like a water phase, maybe you've been really focused on your internal world. Maybe you've been really working through a lot of emotional stuff, a lot of shadow work. If you've been in more of a fire phase, maybe you've been working on your inner child and your creativity and your sense of creative expression and play and fun, and also spend even just like even focusing on the sun a lot, even, just these are just examples, but some of you have had initiations through these elements. And again, some of you are almost like at this stage of completion of mastering the elements to master holding your center. And if you're still going through the elements, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not behind, you're on your journey, right? We're all in different space. We're all in different phases. We're all like, we all have to go through different phases. We're all at different ages. We walk different journeys. I don't want you to feel like you're somehow behind if someone is like gone through certain elements already and you haven't. Like, it's not a competition. We're all just journeying together, so to speak. But this is something that wanted to be brought up again. And so with this particular present moment, with this really interesting week we've just had, there is also this awareness coming back to the weekly message that I also provided you guys on Monday of it's time to set sail, and why do you keep dropping anchor? You need to sell your anchors so you can go and venture off, right? So you can go and set sail. Wherever you're setting sail to, or however you're setting sail in your life, some of you are moving into the next element. Some of you are moving into an initiation. Some of you are done with an initiation. Everyone's in a different spot, just a reminder, but that may also coincide with some of the messages that came through on Monday for you guys personally. Okay? I think that's it. I'm just checking. Yeah, I think that's it. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Stacy. Yes, air is very present for me. Air and fire have both been literally and symbolically present for me. Many initiations. Oh, thank you. You know what? That just reminded me. The other thing is too, so coming back to the whole weird time thing, this whole year of 2024, when I tuned into it initially and did the astrology, when I did the calendar or poster, fire, air, and sound were the biggest elements that were coming through collectively. No matter where we're at individually, there is still this like umbrella collective energy that we're all navigating. And a lot of people got really excited and caught up in the whole dragon thing when, like, we're going through the Chinese New Year. I don't want to get into that. There are all these narratives and stories that are always going to come up in the collective that can be helpful, but I mean, sometimes they just really act as a big distraction. And I feel like there was something about that, like the hype of the dragon Chinese New Year, I felt like was a little bit of a distraction going on, but not important. Anyway, so when I tuned in for 2024, fire, air, and sound seem to be the biggest elements that were coming through. And anybody who has the 2024 astrology poster, you would know that because I wrote it in the little synopsis on there. But now we feel, it seems like we're in this present moment. It almost feels like we are at the end. You know what I mean? I think you guys know what I mean. It's weird because even as I was sitting here being very aware that it's August, I feel like the year is done. I do. It's bizarre. I feel like the year is somehow done, and aren't we in 2025 now? So I think there's just some timeline stuff that's also happening with that. But I think it also is coinciding with this whole collective energy of it's time to set sail wherever or however you are setting sail personally, right? And I know there's also big global changes that are afoot, so to speak. And I'm sure that's part of it too, but it's weird. It feels like the year is already over. And like the next few months are just like not a void space. It's not a void space. And I think it's just this moment we're in, and I'm sure it will shift again as we actually, I want to say after the full moon, maybe this feeling will shift after the full moon. This feeling too of the year is over, I think, is also coinciding with some parts of the collective who are cultivating their future and like really truly energetically like planting seeds into like certain timelines and bringing certain timelines in. And I think we're also aware of that. But astrologically, with the rest of the next few months, it's like September is a really nice like relief and like almost like a sigh of relief, like a breath. I was always referring to September as like a breath every time I referred to 2024. And then October, November feels like this surge of fire, this surge of like a resurrection of April is what October and November feels like. And then December actually feels a little crunchy. December feels crunchy. And I do believe we're closing the year out, like I said, with a moon cycle that has a grand cross. And also, I believe Pluto will be exact sextile the North Node. I could be mistaken, but I'm almost 100%. Actually, no, I am. I am 100% sure of that. Literally, December 31st, Pluto will be exactly sextile the North Node right before we go into 2025 when the node switches into Pluto. No, I just said Pluto because I saw Pluto into Pisces. Excuse me. That's astrologically what's happening. But energetically in this present moment, there is this strange ending and tuning into certain future timelines to bring them in as we are setting sail. So just had to mention all that now that we're 15 minutes in. My birthday's in December, but this feels so long from now. It's weird. It's like the next few months do feel like they kind of exist outside of where we're at right now. Like, like it's not even the same timeline. Um, like we're here right now preparing and, you know, growing and expanding and experimenting and all these things. And it does feel like this is a month of, again, refinement. I've mentioned that a lot. This is a month of refinement, but also preparation and making some plans to set sail. But in our setting sail, we are also aligning ourselves to a whole other time space reality that we will start to experience the next few months. Because, like, literally, if I just try to tune in right now to like September, October, November, it's not even the same container. It's like it's not even the same container at all. Um, so it's just kind of interesting. And anybody who channels knows what I mean when I say that it's not the same container. It's like it's literally not the same time and space reality. It's something different. So it'll be interesting to see where everybody lands at that point in time. But yeah, yeah. So that's just kind of some stuff that I've been feeling out and wanted to share with everybody. There are too many factors to consider. There's a lot. There's a lot. It's hard to look ahead to December as I know it will be a completely different life for me now. Yes, it feels like we're officially closing out a major chapter. Yeah, yeah, I feel that. Been hermiting, but even in here it mode, the drama and chaos is still finding me. Oh, I'm sorry. Aloha, Janine. Aloha. I've been napping so much, and that's rare. The last 8 months felt like a fast track, now a slow period. And that's the thing. Everybody really is going to be experiencing something very unique and different to themselves versus people around them, even though we're all collectively going through something. Um, so just they're really reminding me about the whole like being in the observer state, being in the observer state and being centered, mastering how to be centered is really going to help a lot no matter what you're going through and what what you're experiencing. And again, it's also it's the same thing as also finding your safe space within yourself. And some of you that might be through an element. For me, it's through water. So that's something that I started learning about this last year for myself of like what is that difference and what that feels like in being in my safe space internally and also being able to energetically hold my center, right? It's like what is the difference of that versus being grounded or being calm or whatever. Because I think these terms get so overused and they never actually get fully explained, which is also how people just lack the full understanding for themselves of what it means for them when we just kind of throw words around without actually talking about it or like actually explaining it, you know? Anyway, something feels complete. Oh, good, chosen one, good. I used to be afraid of fire and never tap into it, but it keeps coming up for me. Fire is an interesting one. Fire is an interesting one. I've also had a weird relationship with fire. Um, there's something that wants to be said about it, but I'm like, I don't know if it really needs to be said. I'm just like, wait. I mean, so okay, I started talking about this in the weekly, but I didn't get fully into it. Um, with the setting sail metaphor, some of you would benefit from revisiting like where you're at in your relationship with mastering these different elements because some of you your anchor you may be able to sell it or get rid of it, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch the weekly I did. You can get rid of it or sell it by revisiting certain elements, so to speak. Okay. I think that's all that wants to be said about it. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's it. I do want to do cards though today. It's like because these decks were really screaming at me. This year felt like it was all outside of the passage of time. Oh, interesting. Interesting. My year didn't totally feel like that, but also a lot words. Excuse me. A lot happened this year. Excuse me. For me personally, I feel like I went through so many cycles. And even when I look back on like this last year, It feels like I've lived many years in this last year. Oh, it's bizarre. It's bizarre. My days feel like that. Like, I'll think it's Tuesday, but it's Monday. Yes. Saturn retrograde vibes. Yeah. 222. Same. Same. Yeah. But let's go ahead and pull some cards because I can't deny the call. Cannot deny the call. Let's see. Okay. Hummingbirds are really collective too right now. Oh my God. So I'm going to use this one first. Hummingbirds and wolves, I would say, are really, really collective right now. I went out for a walk this morning, and even when I went out for a walk, I heard the howl of a wolf, which makes no sense. Not in the physical reality anyway. Makes no sense. It was just a psychic thing, right? It was like, and I stopped and I turned around and looked around and I was like, okay. Okie dokie. Got it. Yeah, but hummingbirds are huge. Dragonflies are pretty big too. Dragonflies, I think, are pretty big too. I can't stop seeing dragonflies everywhere right now. Got those in my last reading. I was looking in the mirror and was like, I look like I've aged a lot in the past few months. I think we go through cycles of that. I think we definitely go through cycles of that. Like, my face changes a lot throughout the month, even just according to my cycle. And it's just so crazy. It's like I feel very aware of it. But I think even if you're, if you're outside of your, I don't have the word, sorry, if you're like through menopause or what have you, I still think that holds true, even if you don't have a menses anymore, especially, well, obviously speaking to women on that. But I do think we go through energetic cycles, especially when we are doing all this like, timeline stuff. Like, I think that definitely has an effect on how we look. And some people end up looking younger. Some people go through phases where they look a little older. Some people, their whole face can freaking change. Because as we are aligning to different timelines, right, we're also aligning to different versions of ourselves, right? So I feel that. Like, I'm looking at my face right now and I'm like, whoa, what happened to my face? It's like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in that part of my cycle. I can definitely understand that, LOL. I just feel so over it one moment and then so uplifted others. That is, yes. Thank you for saying that. I've been, oh my God, words. I have been observing that too. Like really high highs and really low lows. Yeah, it's been really bizarre. That has been really bizarre. Like one moment it's like motivated to do like new things or to go gung-ho on something, and then like maybe in the next 2 days you're like, I don't want to do that. Why do I want to do that? Like kind of like that, right? Don't forget to hit the like button, by the way. We got over 250 people in here. Pretty please. Thank you. But yeah, let's get some messages out here. Yes, exactly. Very motive one moment and then paralyzed the next. Yeah. And it's the ebb and flow. And don't forget, we are in Mercury retrograde. This is a really interesting Mercury retrograde. And if you haven't seen the video, go and watch it. I know that video was a little rough, and I know I don't need to like reference the fact that it was rough or anything, or that I was going through it at the time. I know it's fine. It doesn't matter. But I know I was like in a weird space when I did that video. But I just really wanted to get it out. Let's see. Totes sunshine. One moment I feel like a vampire that hasn't had any blood, and the next like a non-aged Twilight family member. Yeah, okay, speaking of, so weird. Last night, I did a timestamp for the collective reading and I'm still shuffling and just talking. The title itself, Aloha Friday brings me joy. Oh, good. It makes me happy to see that. Last night, I was craving, oh my God, I had such a strong craving for like steak. And like when I go through that, like I know something energetic is going on. When I know it's going to sound very strange, and maybe it won't for some people, but like, when you go through those phases, whether you're like really exerting yourself a lot physically or energetically, or you're just like I don't know how else to explain this. it's like you need blood. So like, God, I hope this sounds so weird. Um, I was like that last night. I'm like, I need red blood cells. I need a steak. It's like I need an animal in my mouth right now. Um, but I couldn't get one. I'm keeping myself on a specific budget, and also where I live, like things close really early, including the grocery store. Um, so I was out of luck last night. Uh, but yeah. So it's just when I read that, I was like, oh my God, that so reminded me. And sometimes when I in that state, and then I do allow myself, or I'm able to satiate that, it's like a computer, just like like everything just comes right back on. I crave steak at the end of my cycle. Yeah, as I warm up meatloaf, brings the color back to your face. When I'm on my moon, I need steak. Uh, Topical magnesium has been helping me. I've also been watching True Blood. That's so funny. Started cursing me. It was so weird. Yeah, we gotta listen to our bodies. You know, we gotta listen to our bodies. When our bodies are telling us we need something, we need it. You know, I needed this now. Thanks for being here. I found you 5 years ago when I needed you before. Oh, it's been a crazy ride, right? It's been a crazy ride. All right, I'm changing the timestamp because I'm just chattery. But I am ready. I am ready. Okay. All right. Any messages or insights for the collective for this present moment? I knew one of those was going to come out. So power of elements. So obviously these cards are organized by elements, and I knew the ether one was going to come out. I knew it was. Embrace life. Oh, excuse me. Be true to your authentic self. As I'm literally like, just listen to your body and just satiate what comes up for you. We know why this card is coming out here, right? It's like, yes, it's time to set sail. Yes, it's time to hold our centers and really just honor us, honor our needs, honor our desires, follow our compasses, and just go for it. No holds barred. I like that that's out here. There's really not much else to say, honestly. There's really not. Wherever, it's interesting, we're talking about cycles. Yeah, honor wherever you're at in your cycle. Your personal cycle, whether you are in your personal summer or winter or spring, or you're in an initiation, or you're closing an initiation, or you're approaching initiation, or you're about to work with a certain element, or you're actually like you're closing out mastering certain elements. It's like, just honor where you're at. Just honor where you're at and honor where you're going, and don't overthink it so much. Yeah, it's like, these words, sorry. Don't overthink it. It's interesting too. There's, how would I say that grammatically? To not attach too much meaning either to it too. Sometimes as humans we have a tendency to do that, but also when we are still struggling to know what it means to just be happy and to be truly authentic, we can over attach meanings to find meaning and give ourselves a sense of worth because we haven't found it yet. So that's also coming through as well. It's okay to honor where you're at and where you're going. It doesn't have to fit anything other than just where you're at and where you're going, right? That's really all it is. And it doesn't have to be anything grander than that or grandiose. It doesn't have to reach to a certain standard of expectation. You don't have to reach a certain milestone, especially according to anything outside of yourself, which would be literally like society and family values and other people. It's like, just be who you are and where you're at. Doesn't matter what it looks like. It just is. And the more accepting you are of that, the easier things really are. Yeah, they're really emphasizing the meaning, like the meaning of purpose, even. The meaning of purpose. And I've spoken a lot on a sense of purpose, right, that has been highlighted for the collective this year. And maybe there is a new word that I should be using, because I do feel like even when I use that word, I kind of cringe a little bit because I know the collective takes it a certain way. in a way that I'm necessarily meaning. It's like when I say, you know, when you are doing something that's fulfilling, right, or aligned to your sense of purpose, all it is you find it fulfilling. That's it. It's like you wake up in the morning and you want to do it. You wake up in the morning and you want to experience it. It makes you feel inspired. It makes you happy, right? Makes you fulfilled. That's all purpose is. It's not like, yeah, it's not anything more grandiose than that. And that's the thing too. It's like when we ascribe such like large meanings to like these kinds of concepts, right? Or even just life itself, we actually breed more unhappiness, right? Because what we're doing is we're attaching an expectation, we're attaching a label to the way that we are living or to who we actually are in a way that's kind of unattainable, right? Because we are on a journey and it's like we may think we know where we're going, but we don't always. And that's kind of the point. That's kind of the point. I feel like we're getting to a whole other topic here. But yeah, just honor the cycle of life that you're in and the cycle of life that you're transitioning into or moving towards. And just let it be what it wants to be. Have a lot less stress in that, in life. Have a lot less stress in life. You just let it be what it wants to be. And if other people, how do I want to say this? If other people don't get it, that's their problem. They don't have to. If you come across people who are placing judgment or criticism on your cycle or what cycle you're moving into and literally just accepting who you are and where you're at, and if people are judging you for it, that really is their own insecurity of their own cycles. That is basically somebody showing that they don't know how to be in that state of surrender or acceptance of who they are. Okay? So if someone wants to judge you, hold on. Fixing the chat. Oh, good Lord. Go away. So if someone wants to judge you or criticize you, your authenticity basically makes them uncomfortable. That's all it is. And feel sorry for them, honestly, because that is sad. All right. That need help show it by being negative to others. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, the chat is like, I've had this issue with the chat for like, I want to say it's been months now where it like freezes on my side. I know it doesn't freeze on your guys' side, but it'll freeze on mine. It's just distracting. Anyway, coming back. Some people try to do so much because they're trying to prove something to themselves or to other people about their own value, which is sad. As I say that, we have the Eight of Cups card, the Eight of Cups, Eight of Water. This is actually the card of Quest. We're talking about journeys and cycles and what have you. I love this card because he looks so happy. He or she. I mean, I think it's a he. I think it's a he. Just looks so happy, right? I don't know if you guys can see. It's a little hard for it to focus. But yeah, this card comes out when it's just full surrender of the quest. It's full surrender of the journey. And whatever you know or don't know, again, it doesn't really matter because it's like just honor where you're at and where you're going. And it's not to say just like be a, what's that word? It's a buoy. It's like, I haven't had to use that word in a long time. It's not like you're just a buoy at the whimsy of the ocean, right? Like that's not what I'm saying here. It's like, to honor your cycle and where you're and what cycle maybe you may be moving into, there needs to be this mastery of awareness of self, right? A mastery of awareness of self. And in that mastery of awareness of self, you can honor the things you do want, the things you would like to experience, but also the things you need, right? Healthy limits comes to mind. I've spoken on this too sometime the last couple of months. Healthy limits. I think I might start making these the Island Turtle episodes. I like, because I keep trying to get to Island Turtle Talk episodes and I'm just like, It just hasn't been happening. And even in this moment, I'm like, I should really just make these like that. Anyway, coming back. Yeah. It's the mastery of self-awareness. You can honor your needs because you will know what they are. You will honor your desires because you know what they are. And you can be true and authentic to yourself because you have a mastery of self-awareness, right? But healthy limits, again, I have spoken on this too recently. Healthy limits is just really knowing your own bandwidth and really knowing the parameters of your reality, really, in all different levels. Like, what are your emotional boundaries and or limits? Like, what can you emotionally regulate and handle, right, and not, right? What can you physically? What can you mentally? What can you spiritually, energetically, right? And everyone's different. And everybody does have some sort of healthy bandwidth limits. And I know we always talk about limitlessness too in the spiritual community. Limitlessness. And limitlessness is a beautiful concept. And yes, the spirit, the soul, is limitless, right? But in the physical reality, we have parameters that literally makes it a physical reality. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, with the Eight of Water coming out here, there is this really beautiful, open, and receptive energy that also is evoking joy because it is this embracing and surrender and acceptance of where I'm at and where I'm going. And come what may, and I'll do it with a smile because you know what? Really amazing things could come. When you're open, life surprises you. Really. When you're open, life can surprise you. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Speaking of mastery, the 10 of Fire. I love this card because while the 10 of Fire in tarot, which is the 10 of Wands, speaks of like hard work and sometimes stress, sometimes burden, or trying to like drop something that you just, it's been enough. This actually speaks to mastery. Literally, this card is the card of mastery in this deck. I love it. I mean, even the fact that his like chakra, her, whatever, chakra system is all lit up, right? From root to crown. Got so much symbology in there. You even have like polarity symbology going on in there. What else is going on in this imagery? Oh, we got animals too. I never noticed that. We have an eagle, we have a wolf, we have a horse, we have a bear, we've got a snake. Anyway, card of mastery. It doesn't even feel like it's a mastery of work. It really just feels like a mastery of self, is what that feels like. The mastery of the authentic self. Some of you, again, you could be mastering a certain element at this time, and it could be fire or water. I'm only saying that because we literally have fire. Oh my God, I can't hold this. Fire and water out here. Yeah. It's really just calling upon that whole energy of mastery that I've been speaking on. All right, can I get another card for the collective, please? And they both look so open. Thank you. Yes. Yes. They both look so open with the arms. Also, it almost looks like wings made of dolphins versus wings made of fire. Like, yeah. Yeah. And the 8 always goes to the 10. This is an 8. The 8 always goes to the 10. So yeah, you can even argue it's like there's kind of multiple masteries going on here for some of the collective. What do you mean by mastering elements? Like, so I spoke on this in the beginning. I think that could be a whole video in and of itself. I always write these ideas down, but again, somehow I never find the time to make it happen. Hold on. Mastering elementals. Okay. So what I mean by that is there are certain times, especially if you are on a spiritual journey, more so than people who are not, where you go through phases where you're really embodying one element. You're really learning what it is to master an element. So for example, I used the example of water before. Like if you are going through a big phase or learning to master water, That's learning to have emotional maturity. It's like going from the Page of Cups to the King of Cups. That also comes with spiritual maturity, but that can also coincide with really learning and growing and expanding how what your relationship is like with your internal world, what your relationship is like with your emotions. That could also come with a lot of shadow work that goes on as well. And how to really be in a state of flow and true surrender and trust. That's also very much the water element too. If you're going through a mastery of earth, you actually could be dealing a lot with health, like your physical vessel. You could also be needing to navigate the material world a lot, so your external world a lot, like with finances, with work, with your own sense of security and safety. You could also be going through a lot of root work at that time. Sometimes ancestral, actually, this is the other thing where it gets tricky because all the elements do work together and they can overlap at times. But those are things that you go through when you're really learning to master what it is to be earth, like how to feel safe and grounded and solid amongst ever-changing foundational things like your health and like money and material security and things like that. So that's what I mean. Anyway, okay. Let's get one more, please. Can I get one more for the collective? And don't forget to like the video if you are enjoying it. And also, if you want to share these videos, I would not mind. Just saying, I wouldn't mind at all if you felt the need to share any of this. Can I get one more for the collective, please? They're actually bringing up pages a lot. Like Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Page of Cups, Page of Swords. They're really highlighting the pages right now. Pages, for those who are unfamiliar, pages represent a new mindset, a new opportunity, but needing to start navigating that, start needing to like understand that. That's the page. Page is also very honest thought forms and very honest communications. Whether it's like so honest and pure because it's like childlike, or there's like naivety there, or what have you. But they're really highlighting the pages. Ooh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, excuse me. Okay, kind of makes sense. I'm getting innocence with this. So we have the King of Water coming out. So it's interesting, speaking of King of Water, with the 10 of Air, 2 10s. 10 of Fire, 10 of Air. We have the 8 of Water, which goes to the 10 of Water. So we essentially have three tens kind of coming out here, really indicative of that feeling of we are at the end that I was picking up on collectively. But the King of Water is really carrying that water element in the collective reading right now. The 10 of Air in this deck is also not the same as the 10 of Swords. I love the 10 of, I love all the cards in this deck, but the reason I love the 10 of Air so much is it's moving into a whole new elevated like time, space, consciousness, reality sort of deal. It's not even like it's not even the mastery of air itself. It's literally going into something completely different, like whole new next level. Like you can even see where she's kind of like going into space, like she's leaving the realm. She's leaving the reality. She's finished with a certain timeline essentially. And then the King of Water being a master of master of water, but having that emotional maturity here as well. There's this feeling of innocence that's trying to come through, that it feels like it's coming after the 10 of Air. Like there is this unconditional love that's coming through with the King of Water, and this level of awareness with the King of Water. It almost feels like that observer state that I've been talking about for months. When did I start talking about that? Probably in spring is when I first started talking about the observer state. That's what this feels like. That's totally what this feels like. Being in the observer state, I can feel that well of what they're actually showing me a well, a limitless well, which is the heart space of unconditional love. But the level of awareness and discernment, there's actually almost like a King of Air energy to this too, because I'm almost getting like bird eyes. I don't know the way to say that. Yeah, like bird eyes, like being able to be not just aware and observant, but very like discerning and very tactile. Like I'm getting that here at the King of Water, of what it takes, thank you, to set sail. Duh. What it takes to set sail into the next thing, into the next container, into the next reality, into the next version of ourselves after this surrender, right? To where you are at and where you want and where you're going, and just going with that flow of you, honoring the flow of your own river. I also talked about that in the weekly, along with this place of mastery that we are going through while we are learning to set sail. And what happens when we set sail? We go into the next container. We're going into the next version of ourselves. We're going into the next time space reality. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And then once we get there, there is kind of a reset. Once we get there, like back to the page, back to a place of innocence, because you're setting sail into a place where you might not necessarily know what it looks like, or where you're going, or what's going to happen. We talked about that in the very beginning as well. So basically, everything the cards are confirming is everything we've been speaking on, essentially. Yeah. I don't even feel the need to pull more from this deck. Yeah. I can feel the animals want to play, though. Ooh, maybe we can do groups. Can we do groups? We'll do some groups. We'll do some groups today. So while this is a collective sort of hangout, what's up, and we've already done the weekly on Monday, if you're confused on how to treat these readings and these messages, just take them in your present moment, whatever present moment you're finding yourself in. Just take it and receive, right? If it's for you. Don't get attached too much meaning to it, right? You can treat it as a weekend reading. You can treat it as a present moment reading. You can, whatever. Wherever you find yourself, okay? Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to do groups today. I can already feel you. I can already feel you. I can already feel the, we might do 4. We can do 4. We might. Okay, group 1. I'm already getting deer. Like deer medicine, rose quartz. Oh, you have 3 and 5? The numbers 3 and 5 could also be 8 if we were going to do it that way, 8 or 2. But 3 and 5 is coming through for group 1. So deer, rose quartz, 3 and 5 for group 1. You may also be working with the spider. Spider just peeked in a little bit. Very feminine. Very, very feminine energy with group 1. It's almost like I don't want to say fixated, but that was the word that wanted to come through. A fixation with cultivating right now. No, that's not bad. It's just very collective too. Let's see who wants to come up for group 1. I didn't do a timestamp. I literally was writing it and I got so into the channeling, I did not do a timestamp. Oops. Okay. Group 1, starting with the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Yeah, for group 1, I can feel all that feminine energy, but I can also feel this eagerness to create, this eagerness to get started. And I almost want to say, that's masculine, that you would just need to lean into your masculine. Are you struggling with that? Ooh, beautiful. You have golden egg, group 1. This is the heart chakra. Green may be a color that's coming up a lot for you. I know this is yellow, but green is actually what just came through here. Came through here. But I love this card. Your heart's in the right place. You are operating from your heart space. Deer is usually patient, but I can feel this impatience with you. I think you would just benefit from embodying, connecting to, working with deer medicine. You can do that by looking at pictures of deer, going out and looking at deer. If you got deer in your area, drawing deers, like, just connect to deer. But I can feel an impatience. You would benefit from some patience. Because I don't think whatever it is you're cultivating, not meant to be alone in it. You gotta pull you gotta pull people into it, or people are somehow involved. And maybe that's where you're being impatient, or maybe where you're a little frustrated. because maybe other people aren't ready. Some of you, this is actually about having a family or expanding your family, deepening your family relationships, bio family or chosen family. I can feel it though, you're impatient. What are you so impatient about? Some are almost angry. We have Dragonfly, third eye energy for me personally as a reader. And then we have Eagle. Love the Eagle card. Master, Fire, and Air. This card also comes out as the World card when we are opening big cycles or closing big cycles, where it's almost like a call to go, a call to go, a call to do. Maybe that's why you're feeling the impatience, because maybe you're also just feeling the energy is like demanding it, or not demanding, asking. The energy is enabling. Thank you. They said that's a better word. The energy is enabling that, is enabling action. But even Dragonfly and Golden Egg are non-action. Dragonfly is wait till you, thank you. Yeah, wait till you see everything. Dragonfly is usually about a shift in your perception and your ability to see. I feel like what's really going on here is you don't have the full picture yet. And again, you don't need it, but it's like you can't really go until something falls into place. It's acknowledged. Thank you. Until something is acknowledged. Just because you can feel that the energy is working well with action doesn't mean you need to take action, right? This is where also recognize your own cycles versus what you're feeling around you, or versus what you're feeling in the externally, right? Because I can feel this external pressure to act, but where are you in your cycle? Are you supposed to act right now? Are you supposed to just allow yourself to be open-minded and receptive? Yeah, open-minded and receptive. Again, I feel like your intentions are in the right place. I feel like your heart is in the right place, but there's something that needs to be acknowledged, or not needs, something you would benefit from acknowledging and being open-minded to before you take action. Remember, this is Mercury retrograde. This is not the time to just be all reckless and willy-nilly with your actions, especially this one. It's a time where you can definitely work on some plans, right? But this whole point of this Mercury retrograde is allow the disruptions and the changes and the unexpected things that happen around your plans to open you up. And that's what's happening here. Open up with the Dragonfly. Nice. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go straight into tarot. I was going to go with Faye, and then I got a hard no from my team, so just honoring that. Group one. The golden egg is actually really key for you. It's almost like being anchored into the golden egg energy, which is the heart space, is key for you here, because while the Dragonfly is something that's where a lot of change is happening, where you're being asked to be open to, this keeps you true, is what this is going to keep your compass true and your intentions true. Because this impatience that I'm feeling, I think could get out of hand if it's allowed to continue. Anything else for group one? I can feel group two trying to come in. Group one, please. Anything else for group one? Oh, interesting. Five of Cups. I think this is why you're impatient. The Five of Cups is a card of grief. It's a card of sadness. It's a card of also needing to let go, but it also speaks to emotional attachment. I think this is actually the true source of your impatience. Yes, you're feeling this external pressure, but that pressure, it's like, it's actually highlighting the Five of Cups for you. And it's almost like this feeling of, well, if I just take action, if I just make this happen, I don't know, like you can somehow ignore this or bypass it. Some of you are evading the Five of Cups energy. The Five of Cups is relating to something that did not work out, that did not go to your expectations. I am hearing remorse and regret. Remorse and regret. Some of you are trying to run away from your own regret. Embarrassment. Some of you guys are embarrassed about something. That's not for all. I think that's a very small group of you. Some of you may be embarrassed about something. But it's like it's too uncomfortable for you to really acknowledge it, is what I'm gathering. So group one, oddly enough, I actually think the water element is something you would benefit from revisiting. Remember how I mentioned in the beginning? Anything else for group one, please? Because your heart is going to keep you true. The heart is actually air, but there's clearly some emotional things that are making it difficult for you to be really truly anchored from in your heart here to keep yourself honest. King of Cups coming out again. Remember, the King of Cups is pretty significant in this reading. Scorpio energy, fixed water. But it is that place of being the observer, but being able to have and operate from unconditional love and still have that level of discernment. The Kings are also air. So this is like air and water together. Oh my God, duh. Sorry, just something clicked for me on something else. But anyway, coming back, this King of Cups with the Five of Cups. To truly regulate and really honor and fully embody King of Cups energy, there needs to be an acknowledgement of that five. And you can even see it's like he's not even looking at it. I'm getting a sip of water. Yeah, the water realm. Group one, definitely visit water as an element. Good. It's so interesting too, because only until you truly deal with that can you move into this. Which is essentially like, right? Yeah. Yeah. Anything else for group one? Anything else for group one? The difference of the King and Queens, I've also mentioned this in other videos too, but it's like they were also highlighting that difference. Like the Queen of Cups is very internal. The Queen of Cups knows how to navigate her internal reality, and she is a healer. She's empathetic. She's compassionate. She's very reflective. She's very introspective, right? A Queen of Cups will look at the Five of Cups all day long, but it's really the masculine energy where we cannot not only acknowledge the five and let it go and move past it, but then we can actually almost take up that space where that Five of Cups was like taking up space in our heart. We can go in and take up that space and then also give from that space. Queen of Cups can't do that. So much information is coming through that's not pertinent here. They're talking about astrology stuff. I wish I had like 3 different heads to just like manage all this information. Anything else for group one, and then we're gonna move into group two. Oh, interesting. And then we get the Queen of Wands and the Six of Wands coming through with Eagle. That is totally setting sail. This is being in the boat and having left the port, no doubt. Six of Wands is a card of victory, but it's a card of recognition, accolades. Queen of Wands is very confident, very, very confident, also very like magical in her own way. But yeah, this is totally that setting sail energy. But this needs to be dealt with. This can't be ignored anymore. Group one, you want to set sail? Be honest with yourself about whatever that is. Okay, so move on to group two, because I was feeling you so strong. Group two, I was getting Azurite, like deep blue, deep blue for group two, deep blue. I feel like this is going to be throat and sound. Yeah, they said, yep. Okay, throat and sound related for group two. Oh, timestamp. Jesus. Again, this is what happens when I get just in it. Okay. So group 2 again, Azurite, deep, deep blue, throat sound. They're showing me dice, actually. Group 2, they're showing me dice. I'm trying to see if I can get a number. No, I can't. Because like they're showing me dice, but I'm like, what are the dice landing on? What you're rolling, right? Are you in a casino? No, dice, when they show me dice, it's usually a symbol of risk taking. Group 2, are you ready to take a risk? You feel bold. Borderline cocky, not in a bad way. Just very bold, group 2. I'm getting a little bit of red too with you. Yeah, like blues and reds. Blues and reds for group 2. Yeah, bold. I just keep getting bold. So bold. What you up to? What you up to, group 2? I don't know if you're like singing something, if you're giving a speech. It feels very much like, it actually feels very Leo to, actually I might put Leo in there too. It feels very Leo to me. It feels very like, I'm gonna walk on stage, I'm gonna walk into the room, and I'm gonna say what I need to say. I'm gonna express myself in the way that I need to express myself. It's very intentional. It's very intentional and it's very, very direct. Interesting. Just look at the polarity there. I don't know. That wants to be looked at. Like look at these cards just for a hot minute. And I'm gonna do one more shuffle and then we'll get into that. Something about this is like in the background of the energy for group 2. Are you a dolphin standing up to a shark? Oh, look what's still at the bottom too. Shark. Okay, group 2. What's going on for group 2? Group 2, there's also something about gathering resources for you. Could be where a focus is at, a goal maybe. With gathering resources, I think like, home, money, time, energy, being more on top of your resources. Okay. Again, that feels background. Just feels like background. It doesn't feel like the main event, if you will. Group 2. Talk about extremes. Yeah, this is definitely about expression. I feel like actually group 2, I feel like you've overcome fear. I think that's why we saw the dolphin and the shark. I think you've actually overcome your own fear here of expression. Yeah. That's why, thank you. That's why they showed me the dice, because that's why it's a risk. You're overcoming your fear of expression. And I just keep getting bold. Bold. I just keep getting bold. I love this. Oh, I love this. Hold on, fixing the chat. Okay. I love this. I can't, now I'm like, I'm just excited now to see this plays out for group 2. Cobra. I feel like there's a component of being watched in this or being witnessed in this and how you are overcoming your any fears or challenges of expression. And it's exciting. It has also it's not quite playful though. It's kind of serious, which the fact that Cobra is coming out doesn't surprise me. This Cobra card is actually my Saturn card. So it can represent like a Saturnian event, like a Saturn return or, significant Saturn placement that's being activated for you right now or whatever. Normally this is a card of like a teacher, student teacher, but when it comes out, I also feel that pressure, and I can feel it almost like eyes on you, eyes on you. But if you're expressing yourself and you're being witnessed in it, there usually has to be another person or other people involved in some way, but it feels good. It feels good. Sometimes when the cobra comes out, it doesn't feel so good. But no, this does. This does. It feels like you're rising to the occasion. Anything else for group 2, please? Lamb. Oh, so cute. Lamb is like a baby energy. Lamb is like wet behind the ears. It's also a card of purity for me too, or like how do I want to say, cleansed. It's like that was so hard to come through. It's interesting because while there's a very bold energy coming from you, you're really a lamb. You're really a lamb. And I think that's why there has been this fear with you of expression group 2, because it's like, you know, you're a lamb deep down, you know, like your level of pure of heart and gentility. And I think other people have sensed that in you. And it's not that you're not a lamb anymore. You're still a lamb. You'll always be a lamb, but you're just not overtly lamb-like anymore. You're learning. It's like, it's almost like that was part of it. That was part of it. God, there's another way to say this. This isn't exactly the same, but some of you may have had experiences with this. Like, people can't respect people who don't respect themselves, or people can't hold a sense of respect for another person if they like wane, or if they're really timid, or if they're like that, right? So some of you may have had experiences with that, with like your own fear and insecurity, almost inviting that in, like inviting people to take advantage of you as a lamb, or not allow you to express yourself, or it's like you've had this underlying awareness of it's not safe, or danger, danger, danger if I do go in there and express myself, because people could see you're a lamb. You're still a lamb. It's you. That this feels like a core energy for group 2. This is what you always will be deep down in your core on some level. That doesn't change, but the way you carry yourself has, right? I keep getting this fear of, just keep getting this fear of expression because it's not safe, or because like threat, harm will come, predator prey, very much like that. That this is something you've been working through. It also feels like you've actually adopted a little bit of the cobra too, because cobra is very like, think about, I don't know if any of you have ever been around a cobra. I have not, but I imagine if you were to go into a space where there's a cobra, the cobra commands a space. Like, people keep their eyes on the cobra because the cobra can do some shit. You've always been capable, but you've needed to embody that fully, that you are capable and that you can express yourself, and you can carry yourself with this kind of like captivation, command. This is such an interesting reading, group 2. I'm just like, this is like so fascinating. Can I get another card, please, for group 2? Presence, thank you. Like, there's a word here. Raccoon is a mask card for me personally. It can also be a card like a trickster, but for me, there's always a sadness with the raccoon, because there's multiple masking trickstery cards in this deck. This is the one where we mask out of sadness, where we kind of like hide a little bit, because it's just safer to do that. You're learning to not operate this way. Some of you guys may have actually masked a lot before, or like do masking behaviors. It was your way of protecting yourself. It was your way of protecting yourself as a lamb. But now you're a lamb that has learned how to be a cobra at the same time. This is so cool. Okay, let's pull some cards. Yeah, group 2, I feel like you've spent a lot of time in an anxious state, I want to say. in a very shrinked state, like shrinking is also what I'm getting. Anything else for group 2? There's also this thing about being misunderstood. Oh, this is interesting. Some of you may actually come off as very like aloof to certain people. Which that's not you, that's not who you are, but it probably is what you give off, especially under that. So people probably also have misunderstood you or mistreated you because of that, or just taken you the wrong way. Yeah, I'm getting the word aloof very specifically. And it's interesting because like, even if people have seen you as aloof, they would never say it, which would probably why it sounds so out of left field for you. Yeah, I feel like the people who it's actually true for, you're like aloof. Like it actually would be shocking to you. Anything else for group 2? Let's see. Well, interesting. Queen of Cups came up in this reading. So we have Magician coming out with Cobra. No wonder. Basically power, right? Power and presence and capability. With the Lamb, Queen of Cups. Also not surprising. And then with the Raccoon, we have Hierophant. Hierophant is institutions and belief systems, contracts, obligations, family values, that sort of stuff. It actually feels like hiding behind the Hierophant too. It's like, it just feels like expectation that has also been enabling the masking. Expectation that's rooted in societal things, family values, beliefs really is what it is. It's beliefs. It's beliefs. And I feel like there has been a hiding of self behind the Hierophant, specifically behind the Hierophant. But with Lamb and Queen of Cups, again, this is also no surprise to me, literally mom and baby like coming out here. But it's interesting that I also spoke on the Queen of Cups too in group 1 compared to the King of Cups. Like the Queen of Cups can reflect all day, very empathic, very compassionate, very, very sensitive. It just feels like it's a really nice energy to actually go with the Lamb. And like I said, I do feel like group 2, this is you. This is a core of you, very sensitive and very caring and very pure of intention too. And almost I want to say pure of pure of heart. Yeah, it's like there's a purity to you that has been just difficult to navigate this world with. I'll say it that way. There's a purity to you that has made it difficult to navigate this world, especially in terms of dealing with other people. Other people probably just took advantage of it or didn't know what to do with it. Like it was easy prey. Like it made you easy prey in some way until you just learned about the world, right? But Cobra with Magician, this is power and presence. This is power and presence and capability. This is something that you are learning to embody while also still understanding that you are still very much this Lamb Queen of Cups. Very much so. Yeah. Some of you have also gone through some very interesting, like, I want to say family deprogramming, actually, is what I want to say. Family deprogramming, potentially between mother-child, just because Queen of Cups is the card of the mother, but I'm going to open that up to family, especially with the Hierophant being here. Family deprogramming. Maybe you suffered a lot of abuse when you were a child. Yeah. But also in the purity of the Lamb with the Queen of Cups, there is also this like magical connection actually to energy. To energy and even the spiritual realm, which is also why you're able to embody this, because it's actually easy for you to embody this. You just needed to learn that you could. Yeah. Wow, very interesting reading group 2. All right, let's move on. No, I'm not on island. I wish I was. I really wish I was. Believe me, I wish I was. No, I am. I'm in the desert on mainland. Very different. Mm, okay. Group three. Let's feel out some group three here. Oh, group three, where are you? Hmm. You feel way, way somewhere. Group three feels really far. Group three is going to be a weird reading. I can already feel it. Okay. Group three, when I tune into you, I actually get a tunnel. So I think this is a lot in and of itself. You could be journeying a lot. You could be really deep in your hermit, high priestess, high priest mode. It does. It feels like you're in the ethers. It doesn't feel like you're very physical, like at all. Group three. Where are you? Where are you? Where do I have to go find you? Where are you? Um, hmm. It's like you're lost in the wind. You could actually be taking a lot of space right now. You could literally be like, I don't know, camping by yourself in the woods or something. You know? Group three, group three, group three. Yeah, you feel very out of body. Very out of body, group three. I feel like when we get cards, I feel like we're gonna get a lot of black actually, because I feel like you're just really in the void. Let's see. Yeah, I'm literally not getting. Hold on. I'll put tunnel. Void, wind. Yeah, I really want to say like you're lost in the wind or something. I actually feel this need to call you back. Yeah, group three, you might really need to start being aware of how out of body you are. There's nothing wrong with traversing the realms and being up in the ethers. It's kind of fun. I know it feels pretty good. Some of you may be escaping though. Some of you may be entertaining some escapism. And there may, I feel, yeah, I do. I feel like there's a need to call yourself back, like into your body. This could also be an indication that you're doing some soul retrieval work right now too. Yeah, I literally want to like go in and pull you back, like, and pull you back into your body. Like, come back. You need to come back now. Interesting, we have Swan at the bottom. You need to come back now. All right, group three. Any messages or insights for group three? Because that's the thing too. If we spend too much time in any extreme, right, like too deep in the body or too out in the realms, we can really get out of balance, and we could actually not realize that we're leaving ourselves susceptible, right, to things we don't want to be susceptible to. Yeah, I'm not trying to put fear into anybody, but yeah, anyone who's resonating in group three, it's time to come back to your body. We have Gazelle coming out here. A gazelle is an anticipatory energy. Very Three of Wands. It's like sitting there and waiting and waiting and waiting and watching and watching and looking and looking and looking and looking. I feel like you have been having a hard time being in the present and like being in your body, because I feel like there's this feeling of antsiness of waiting, but it doesn't feel good. It almost feels like it's making you feel not safe or making you feel very anxious. So it's almost like I'd rather be not in my body for this. It's almost like waiting for the pin to drop is kind of what I'm getting with you, group three. Yeah, like waiting for the pin to drop. Ooh, as I said that, my crown just went, wah. It's interesting, man. So cheetah, we have fire. We have a lot of fire out here. Not what I would have expected. Not what I would have expected. It's like you're waiting for a Mack truck to hit you. That's what you're waiting on. You're waiting on the cheetah. You're waiting for this like kind of energy to come through or come at you. I think this is also why you need to come back to your body, because it's like you're not going to be able to really be aware unless you're fully in your body. I know sometimes we think if we're like up in the ethers a lot, like we can pick up on anything and everything. It's not necessarily true. You need to be very deeply rooted in order to really pick up on a lot. You're waiting on the cheetah. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Here we go. You need fire. That's what this is. You need fire. That's why fire is coming out in your reading. The fire element is something that you've been lacking or like really struggling with. So you might have also been going through a rut. Actually, this is making so much more sense, group 3. 70 likes are missing. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. You've been in a rut. Some of you have been probably depressed or just feeling like you just don't have any motivation or any desire or any get up and go for the life of you. Some of you have been really beating yourself up about it. I can feel, what is the word for this? What is the word for this? There's a word for this. It's like over it, I guess, just very over it, but there is this like underlying misery that I'm feeling. And again, take these messages as they resonate, right? But this is also why we're doing groups. So instead of like getting in your body, you're like, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. You keep waiting on the cheetah. You're tired of waiting. Can I get another card, please, for group 3? We have Fox, Earth coming out, actually. Earth getting in the body. But Fox to me is very Gemini. It's very observant. It's very quick. It's a very intelligent energy. Some of you, I think, have actually spent a lot of time in the mental space, and you're done with that too. I feel like group 3, this is why you feel so vacant, because you're really over it. You're just done, 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 done. You're done. This is so interesting, because I feel like the cards I'm looking at, like, this is so weird. Because you're so out of body, you're not even actually, like, here. Like this is kind of going on around you, but you're so out of body, you're not even feeling this. It's the weirdest feeling. I can feel your vacancy, and then I can feel, well, if you came into your body, you'd be feeling this. Kind of. All right, let's pull some cards. Yeah, you're waiting for this fire to come through. And like I said, with the mental space, you spent so much time there before and you're kind of over it, but you're also wanting clarity of what you're wanting clarity on how to use your fire that you feel is not even there anyway. Yeah, you're totally in a rut. Okay. Any messages or insights for group 3? There was a crystal coming through earlier, but I didn't say it because I was like, oh, what a weird random one, but now I get it. So Obsidian was coming through. Obsidian is a power stone, actually. So I think it would be very beneficial for group 3. But again, if you're not resonating with it, you're not resonating with it. Any messages or insights for group 3? We have the Knight of Cups coming out here with Gazelle. This is like one of the most bizarre readings I've ever done because again, I can just feel your vacancy. So I feel like I'm feeling you, but I'm reading what you should be feeling if you got in your body. Like this is so weird. Oh, this is so weird. I think group 3, you would really enjoy or really want or desire to be in a place where you can move forward and feel really good and just feel really safe and feel open to what's to come, but I just keep getting that you're done and you're done and you're done and you're done and you're done. I think you need to find a new way to be present. I think you need to find a new way of accepting your cycle, accepting your cycle and accepting the cycle that can come in for you. Because the more you vacate yourself, the more you're honestly just going to stay where you're at. I'm just being honest with you. But if you really come back to your body, I think you can find a new way to honor where you're at, to find a peace about it, so you can actually feel really good about leaving that cycle at some point in time. Because the Knight of Cups is also a very open-hearted energy. It's being able to move forward with trust and with faith. And that's what you're being asked to do, is to have faith, which I know, believe me, I get it. Sometimes it's really hard. But that is something that you would benefit from learning to do. But you got to come back to your body first. Anything else for group 3? Am I taking this? Yeah. Well, that makes sense. So a cheetah, we have the 9 of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, like I said, you spent a lot of time in the mental space and you're over it. You're over it. I feel so much stress with this. I feel a lot of stress. I feel a lot of sleepless nights. I also feel a lot of just like draining, like fatigue kind of energy. It's like I can feel it. It's like what you would really love is to feel revitalized. You would like to feel like you have life in you again. That you have excitement. Excuse me. That you have excitement and life and vitality to go and do things, or to start things, or to just be in life, to be living life. And then you're just like, where is it? 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 I feel like there's been a lot of questioning of, I don't know what to do. 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 You got to come back. First and foremost, you got to come back to your body. You can't do anything unless you're in your body. You can't navigate this unless you're in your body. And it is going to be learning what it is to have faith and learning what it is to honor your cycles. This is not going to last forever. You're not going to be stuck forever. No one's going to be where they're at forever. That is just the nature of all things, is change, right? But I get it. Let's look at Fox. Fox is interesting here because I feel like Fox is an energy that you will eventually move into, but you gotta do this first. Fox feels almost like the King of Water, 10 of Air energy to me. It feels like being in the state where you can actually navigate and observe and be aware and be able to set sail. I can feel that with the Fox, but it feels very like Gemini, King of Air to me. So let's pull cards. Acting recklessly here is not going to work either. I think some of you have toyed with that. I feel, to be honest, feels like out of desperation. Getting Knight of Swords with that. Gemini seems to be coming up a lot here in this reading. Hold on a second. Let me put Gemini in here. Okay. Foxy Fox. Any other messages or insights for group 3? Yeah. 3 of Cups. Happy times. Oh my God, I can't even pull the cards today. Hold on. Happy times. This is also happy times with other people. Something worth celebrating. I gotta be honest, some of you group 3, it almost feels like you're going through some sort of life crisis or something. Anything else with Fox? Anything else for group 3? I want to get one more on that 3 of Cups. I feel like group 3, you're really learning a lot from Saturn right now. Oh, Saturn return. just saw that. Oh boy. This is interesting. We have Eight of Wands, which is that cheetah energy, Seven of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. This is really disorienting. That's what, when this came out, I was like, whoa, I just got like a little wave of like dizzy when these cards came out. That this Nine of Swords and Knight of Wands with the cheetah, this is something that's really tripping you up, okay? Because it's almost like you just want to go, go, go. You want to do, you want to feel good about life again. You want to feel excited, all those things, right? You want to feel like you're taking off. You almost want to feel like you're in flight or you're taking flight. Some of you may have been almost desiring or hoping that you're in like a phoenix rising. That's kind of interesting. That's coming through really strongly. But look, oh God. Seven of Swords and the Page of Pentacles, literally looking in the opposite direction. Seven of Swords doesn't always have to be like shady things or secrets. It can be how we hold ourselves up, and I do feel like that's coming through here, how we are holding ourselves up. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. For some of you, there could be a certain expectation of how a friendship is supposed to go, or allies. Also, again, Three of Cups is down the line in the future if you can move through this and navigate this. But the Page of Pentacles is a friend card to me, and I'm getting ally, friend, loyalty, trust sort of thing with the Page of Pentacles here. Something about that I think is tripping you up, which is interesting. It feels like a distraction. I got to be honest. It feels like a distraction. Sometimes the Page of Pentacles can be ideas about money, ideas about like financial investments and material gain. I think that's tripping you up too. Yeah, thank you. They said yes. They screamed yes at me. So group two, something else that's tripping you up is when it comes to all this fire, it can be available to you in the right time, okay? But I feel like you have this focus of wanting to use it towards material things, or maybe there's like a certain person that's giving you ideas of what you should be doing with your energy. Because fire is also, it's just energy. It's like literally vitality. It's literally spirit. It's the flame of life, right? That is the distraction. That's a distraction. I almost want to say it might even cause you to misuse your fire and misuse your energy. It might leave you more depleted than ever before. Because really what is going to take you through this is the Three of Cups. Emotional stuff, social stuff, celebratory good times, enjoying life, not getting focused on material things. I think there's something deeper there. There's something deeper there. You may have a scarcity issue. You may have a strange relationship with money. And again, some of you, it's actually a person that is like actually causing distraction and confusion about your own journey, which I don't really like for you. Either way, the only way you can really see everything for what it is, including if you are dealing with someone who's doing that, is getting in your body. Cannot stress that enough. If you get in your body, you find your center, you will see if there are people pulling you in directions you don't need to be going. You will see if you have been attaching expectation to something that really is not in alignment with where you're at, right? This is all about honoring your cycles, right? Yeah. Okay, hold on. I need to write the title down because that keeps coming up. Yeah. Are we doing a fourth one? Where are we at? Oh, we're only an hour and a half. What, faster than I expected. Hold on, am I even feeling a fourth group? Oh, I am. Wow, four feels like a lot. Right? Doesn't four feel like a lot? It kind of does, but I just got a whole new energy that came through when I subbed that. So I guess we are doing four. All right. And a lot of purple. Purple, like, oh, geez, my contact just freaked out. Excuse me. Big wave of just purple. Oh, group four, I like you. I like your energy. I like your energy a lot. I'm getting butterflies really strongly. I'm like, who are you? Your energy almost feels like like I don't have words for this. Like fairy godmother, godfather meets sage meets child like energy. I don't know how to describe this. It's like butterflies, lots and lots of purple, a little bit of pink in there too, but very playful, but almost crone too at the same time. Like playful crone fairy. Okay. We might be using the Fae deck with you because you're interesting. Um, Actually, yeah, I'm not. Wait, okay. Are we gonna use animals in this one or no? I'm like the Fae is just like Fae, Fae, Fae. But it feels weird not to use the animals. Hold on. Be a Venus Leaper for a second. Um, yeah, group four. I'd be shocked if you don't spend a lot of time in nature, and I'd be shocked if you don't work with Fae. There's Fae all over you. I literally just heard I play in the forest. It's like, yeah, okay. We're gonna go with the Fae. Um, okay. Okie dokie. Group four, please. Any messages or any thoughts for group four? I feel like you're a helper. That's what I'm getting with group four. Like you're off in the forest, just do it. I don't know who I'm reading for. Like your ideal is just being off in the forest and just being a helper to like you're like a fairy. It's like you're like a fairy. You are. You're a fairy. Like I play in the forest and I help people where I can. Like that's very Fae. Okay. Group four. Yeah, now I'm getting like unicorns. Like, okay. There's one of those reads. It's a woo-woo read. Guess all my readings are very woo-woo. Am I taking these? No. Yeah, God, this is so Fae. Because it also has a touch of like mother, but trickster at the same time. Like it's got a touch of both in there. Like you're a godmother, godfather. It feels very feminine though. But you also like every once in a while. It's like, okay. Ooh, very nice, group four. You have the card of unity. I'm not surprised this is here because you do feel like you're in a really, really good place. It just feels like you are fully embedded in your center, which means if you're fully embedded in your center, you're really fully aware and flowing with all that's happening around you. That is unity. Doing the universe's work, yeah. Oh, and the singer of healing. Yeah, group four, I feel like this has less to do about you and more about like what you like how you're just showing up for others, honestly. Like I keep hearing you're a helper, you're a helper, you're a helper, you're a helper, and I feel like you're actually telling me this yourself versus my team relaying it to me. Like you're a helper. You're very clear about that. Like I'm just here helping. I'm here living and I'm helping. I'm here living and I'm helping. One with unity and 10 also going down to a one showing up here. So could be seeing 11 a lot, 11, 11, or 10s a lot, or ones and zeros a lot. I'm hearing binary. But the singer of healing is exactly how it sounds. The singers in this deck, by the way, I love this deck. If you guys want it for yourself, I think I've linked it below, but it's this one, the Fairies Oracle. It's an amazing deck. Anyway, the singers are actual vibrations. They're actual frequencies. So I feel like sound is really big for you too, group four. And this is what you give off. You give off this energy of healer, healing. I don't think this is about what you're going through. You are very embedded in who and what you are, and you're just doing your thing. But you're here to help. This is So the way that this is coming through, like I said, is very interesting because I feel like I'm actually getting direct communication with you versus through my team. Well, let me tune in with my team for a second. This, yeah, it's supposed to go down this way. Okay. Why? Hold on. I'm doing some security checks here. Mm, mm, mm. So this is very unusual for me to channel this way. And so upon I'm just double checking, triple checking with them. They said, yes, I'm supposed to receive this information this way because of this energy, because of where this energy is at, what this energy has achieved, what this energy has allowed themselves to evolve into. Like they're sanctioned. It's interesting. Like, yeah, they're sanctioned. Anyway, yeah, you're out here just doing it. Because the other thing that I just picked up on, so weird, the way of healing, the way of showing up in this way, you used to force it, is what I'm gathering. You were always it, but you used to force it, and now you just are it. You just allow yourself to be it without trying anything, without forcing it, because it just is you. Ooh, Singer of Chalice at the bottom too. That's basically like the Ace of Cups. Can I get one more, please? Can I get one more, please, for group 4? Very nice. We have Fairies of the Future. 33 amount. Oh my God, the numbers for you. 33, 1, 10, which is 1, or 11, 33 coming through here. Fairies of the Future is exactly how it sounds. Excuse me, it's aligned to that King of Water and the 10 of Air. It's aligned to, yeah, where you are going in your next container. Why do I feel like you're already there? I do. I feel like you're already there. Thank you, because you're an example. You're an example. You've reached this point of being so embedded in who you really truly are, and you're just living your life and being this just feels like this being of just healing energy. You don't even have to do anything, you just offer it. And as you're doing that, even with Fairies of the Future, it's like you're an example for people. You've become an example for people on what this looks like, how to embody and live in this place of unity, and really just this place of centeredness, right? And flowing with all things. You are an example. You are an example. All right, let's pull from the tarot, and then we're going to wrap this up. So weird. I was like, you just told me. So bizarre. You don't wear labels. That's how it was said to me. I don't wear labels. But I never say it either. Interesting. I never say it either, because you don't have to say it. Having a full-blown conversation over here. All right. I actually feel like if people were to be physically around you, I don't even think you would say that much, because you don't have to. You're just, it's almost like you're just a living vibration more than a physical person. You're obviously a physical person, but like you're more of a vibration than anything physical. Let's see here. Wow. Oh, I'm loving this read. So with Unity, we have Tower and the 8 of Wands. If that's not a catapult into something, I don't know what is. Tower, especially with 8 of Wands, can also be like an awakening a bit, or some kind of ascension, expansion, etc. But it just feels like this catapult into living in this place of connectedness and centeredness, and acceptance of self, and all these things that I've already been hitting on. But yeah, it feels like catapulted into it. as a result of your journey and as a result of your decisions and as a result of your work on yourself, your own personal development. Can I get a card for Singer of Healing? Containers are really big for you, group 4. Four of Pentacles coming out. Four of Pentacles is usually a power card. It also is a card of like saving money and that sort of deal. It's not that you're alone. How do I want to say this? You've gotten really good. You've become very good at your container, your personal container is what I want to say. And this is also why you have found a way to just exude this like healing, right? And offer this like service of you, I guess is a good way of saying that, without forcing anything, because you are learning your center. No, you've learned it. Thank you. They corrected me. Because you've learned your center. Hold on. Fixing the chat. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, the chat froze up on me again. Yeah, but because you found your center, it's like you can just exude it without forcing anything. But there is something I'm getting here too, though. It's like, it's not that you're alone, but kind of. I'm like, I don't know how to put my finger on this. You may spend a lot of time alone and you may have people in your life, but there's something where it's like, you're not around people all the time. Because even like the way like you first came through is like, I play in the forest. It's like you play in the forest with the fairies. Like, you know, it's like you're not alone because you spend a lot of time in a lot of worlds. But when it comes to humans, you don't have a lot of humans around you. I don't want to say that. Hold on. It's weird because like now I'm getting like confirmation from my team versus what I'm being given directly from you. And this might be something that you could actually, okay, yeah, I will say that. This is something you could benefit from. I feel like as centered as you are and who you are, I do think that there is this like misconception here. Because I was about to say like, you're not around humans a lot. And then I was going to say only when you need to be. But then my team went no. And it was like, oh, that's your misconception. Got it. Okay. That's your misconception. No. Yes, you do come around humans or humans come around you. Yes, when it is beneficial. But not in that's not the only way. You can also be around humans, just be around humans. I know, I feel like I'm like not even talking to a human right now. You can be around other people to enjoy other people. It doesn't have to just be for this. So I do think that this is something that you were still learning to shed, whether you want to believe that or not. Yeah, my team's like, that's how you can benefit. Okay, moving on. Tell me about Fairies of the Future. Hermit just came out. Can I get one more for Fairies of the Future? Ooh, a lot just came out. All right. So we have, excuse me, Fairies of the Future, right? With Hermit being the first card. And like I said, it's almost like you are an example. And if you haven't learned this like way of centeredness yet, I'd be shocked, but it could also be that you're learning that now to carry that forward into the future so you can be the example in the future, right? Also why Hermit is here. But then, oh, I didn't even see what was underneath. I thought it was only 3, but it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's like 6, and it's exciting cards. Justice with the Sword of Truth. She holds the Sword of Truth, and here's the Sword of Truth. 10 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. Hierophant. And the 10 of Cups. This whole notion of You only have to be around people when you need to be for the purposes of that. It ain't true. It ain't true. And if you allow yourself to surrender that, you got a lot of cool stuff. I mean, oh my God. I'm just looking at this. I'm just like, wow. I'm just like, wow. Moving forward, yes, you can be that example, but also with Justice and the Ace of Swords, you're going to become very clear that something that will offer you, oh, my throat all of a sudden is not happy, that in the future, if you are open to this, that you can also be around people for the sake of enjoying people and actually having your own tribe. You're allowed to have that just because you're an agent of healing. Literally, that I feel like I'm speaking to someone who's like here as an agent of healing. Just because you are that doesn't mean that everyone's an assignment. Okay. I know sometimes people who have more of a path like this can feel that way. There are other things in store for you, and something that will also bring you much happiness and fulfillment and even more balance is this. Okay. It's legacy. As I said, legacy, it cut out. Excuse me. It is building a very tangible legacy that is not alone. Okay. That is not alone. And it's interesting that everyone is bringing up trees, because I was going to say to grow your tree, whether that's your family tree, whether that's a tree of a business or what have you. It's like, I do feel like there is this recognition of how supportive and fulfilling it would be to have some sort of foundation that is actually surrounding you and people that make you very happy with the Ten of Cups there. Hierophant also is indicative of commitments, but but also your own beliefs and like family values. Like this to me feels very soul tribe meets legacy meets long-term security, where you don't have to be alone in it. Okay. And that is the truth. But it is also by you being an example of this being that has such a strong centeredness of authenticity that exudes this beautiful light, really, and like beautiful healing energy. You can be all those things. You can be all of you, and you can still have this. I do also feel for group 4, there is a little bit of rejection of like the external world and like 3D world, but there is something more magical about learning how to be in that world. Of course, not being of it, but how to bridge the two and how to braid the two. You know, actually something else, a bigger message is coming through with that too. There are a lot of people, especially in this community, that, you know, obviously are very spiritually inclined, right? And are doing your thing, but there's also this hardcore rejection of like 3D life, which I get it, but we are in a physical world. And if we really want the world to change, then don't we need to bring our magic and embed it into the 3D world and into all of that craziness? Like, isn't that like how we spread light? And isn't that how we elevate our reality, by taking all of our amazing magicness and actually instilling it into the world itself, like into the systems itself, right? I don't know, just food for thought. But anyway, group 4, you got amazing things coming for you in the future. I mean, some of you, this could actually be about like starting a family. It feels big. It just feels like long-term legacy soul fam stuff, like really, really, really big. And really playing off of just you being example of this centeredness, but also allowing yourself to be open to the notion that people can be in your life and there's like not this like assignment thing attached to it. You can just enjoy each other. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. I think we're complete today. Wow, you're so amazing. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Thank you. Lamb is the goat. Many, many thanks. Yes. Thank you. Oh my God, did I miss a super chat? I'm sorry. I don't know if it was like when the chat froze up. I just looked up and saw that I had super chats in here. Oh no. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I like tried to go back in the chat. Now I can't find it. Well, thank you for everybody who sent me super chats and also for, you know, hanging out with me. And please definitely share this video if you enjoyed it and you think it is something that other people need to hear. And don't forget to like the video, comment, all that stuff. It really does help the videos to circulate. But I hope you guys have an amazing Friday, an amazing weekend. And I will see you guys Monday morning. Unless you're a patron, then I will probably see you over the weekend, either through the sign readings or if I do a hangout. I'm feeling inclined to do a hangout with my patrons soon. It's been a bit since we just like hung out over there. I agree, you're always on point. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. I appreciate you guys too. All right, I'm gonna bounce, but I love you and take care and have an amazing day, okay? Bye, guys.